required of you. So now here are 7 things that I feel you should know before you go into starting that business. The first thing you should know as a virtual assistant is how to do a comprehensive search with a search engine online. Now, when I say comprehensive search, it's more than just popping in your search term and hitting search. It is actually knowing how to use different things to narrow down your search, whether that is putting things within quotation marks in order to keep the terms together, whether that's an and or signification. There are things beyond just typing in the word that you're searching for or the term that you're searching for. You should also know how to come at your search from a different angle. For example, if you're searching for a certain term, maybe you would come up with different results if you worded it differently. So you should know how to turn things around as far as the terms that you're searching for, and use a different aspect of that search in order to get different results, and then to weigh those results. Now, if you don't know how to do a comprehensive search, if you don't know all of those little things, Google does have a free course. As far as I know, it's always been free. It was free when I took it, on learning how to do a search or using a search engine, and it goes into all of those little details, and you actually get a certificate. So definitely something, if you don't know how to do one, if all you ever do is just stick your terms in the search engine and hope for the best, then you might want to look into taking one of those quick courses or doing some research on doing a comprehensive web search. You should also be aware of what Word document templates are and how to use them. Now, if you're not using Word, if you're using OpenOffice, or if you're using Pages, it doesn't matter which, all of them have templates for different things, for letters, for maybe a report or whatever. There are templates that can shorten your time, and you should also know how to create your own templates so that if you're doing the same documents over and over again, that you have a template for it and it saves you time. If you don't know, if you're not aware of Word templates and you don't know how to use them, again, do a search online, go to Microsoft, and they actually have some tutorials on all different aspects, everything from the simple things of using a template to how to create your own, to even more complex things. So definitely something that wouldn't keep you from opening your virtual assistant business, but you should know how to do, both for yourself and for your clients. You should definitely know about using online calendars, online file sharing like Dropbox, Box.net, Google Docs, and other cloud services. Things are moving to the cloud. You're going to have to work from the cloud with your clients, and so you definitely should not only know about it, but be comfortable with it. If that means testing out new cloud services, then do that. Make yourself aware of them and comfortable with them. This is kind of a more of a wisdom thing as far as being a business owner, but you should know better than to take on client work that you don't know how to do. And a lot of people say, well, I'm a fast learner and I can learn it while I'm going. Well, if you talk with the client and you say, look, I don't know how to do that, I know how to do other things that are similar and I could learn on the job, and the client says, okay, that's fine. If it's something that you really feel that you can do. But don't take that work on and then expect to be able to learn how to do it, because you might run into problems. So you never want to promise something to a client that you don't know how to do. Now, like I said, if it's something that you're pretty confident that you can learn how to do and you talk with the client and you agree on that, then that's different. But I've run into a lot of people that just will say, yep, I'll do that, and then they come to me and say, how do I do that? And you should already know how to do what your client's asking you to do. You should know how to register, log in, and use information that's available to you on forums. There are some good virtual assistant forums out there. People ask questions, and beginners tend to ask the same questions, and so you can find answers to them on these forums. And it's not just for the help that you're going to get that you should know how to do this, but that's another skill that you should know how to do is register for things, log into things, get information from places like that. This could be something that clients might end up asking you to do. So it's never going to hurt for you to learn how to do those things. The following two are very important as well. This one is probably crucial. You should know how to do business with professionalism. And it's really hard to explain what I mean by professionalism, but if you've ever worked with people, you know, the difference between a receptionist who sits there chewing her gum and snapping it while she's talking to you, and the one who sits there and asks you questions and takes notes and acts, you know, very professional like a businesswoman. You need to be able to do business with that professionalism. Even on the phone, you need to give off an air of professionalism that's going to give your clients confidence in the fact that you know how to run your business and you know how to take care of theirs. And finally, you should have initiative and know how to implement it. This means that you shouldn't have to wait for somebody to tell you to do something. You need to have the initiative. If you see a new service out there and you think, well, that might be kind of neat, don't wait for a client to say, will you learn such and such? Take a look at it. You know, a lot of them, when they first come out, things like social media, when Twitter first came out, a lot of people waited until clients were asking for Twitter services. Well, I'm of the mind, you know, when something new comes out and you possibly can, check it out. I mean, lots of times it's free to try it out, especially in the early days, and it gives you some familiarity with it. Even if you don't end up using it for your own business, you might end up providing it to a client later on. So it's always going to help, you know, to have a familiarity. And that's the type of initiative you should have. The initiative to, you know, if you're talking to someone and they ask about something that you know how to do, don't be afraid to say, hey, I do that. I run a virtual assistant business. I offer those for services. You have to have the initiative to do and put yourself out there. And so that initiative comes into play in a lot of different places in owning your own business. And that's the end of Lecture 2. In Lecture 3, we are going to start the prep work for getting ready for your business. We've gone through these things that you kind of need to know and need to have in place, and we'll move on to actually getting ready and getting prepared.